Everyone, this is a demonstration of my COMP4105 project on multi-agent swarm simulation using the Boids algorithm. In this video, I'll walk you through the core components, real-time simulations, experiments, and some of the key behaviors like predator avoidance, obstacle interaction, and how parameter changes affect swarm dynamics. First and foremost, let's take a look at the code structure. You can here take a look at different files that are being used for running the project. Let's take a look at main.py first. So this file launches an interactive simulation window with keyboard controlled leader. The second file is boid.py, which is used for defining the individual agent behaviors using separation, alignment, and cohesion rules. Third one is the environment.py. It manages all Boids, obstacles, and predator logic, and it also handles logging. Then you have utils.py. It has helper functions which help to calculate the forces. You have experiment runner, which has all the actual experiments that we want to conduct with different configs, and automatically it also logs results. Then we have compare experiments, which basically plots a graph for predator versus non-predator for number of collisions as well as for the other metric, which is average distance from center. And then the last one, we have plot results.py, which allows detailed plotting from individual log files. And we have results directory, as you can see. So this basically contains all the simulation logs, which thereby can be used in plot results.py menu for the plotting part. You have a choice to select which plot you want to create. Now let us run it and see how it all works. So let me run main.py. It opens this py game window. The colorful kites here represent the individual Boids. One of them, as you can see, the pink pulsating one is the leader Boid, which we can also manually control using keyboard. You can see, like if you press keys, you can control its movement. Then notice how all other birds tend to align, follow, and regroup when the leader moves away. You can also see static geometric figures, obstacles like circles, squares, triangles. Boids detect and avoid these using smooth repulsion. In this version, we have also introduced a red predator. As you can see, this one is the predator. Whenever it approaches a group of Boids, they detect it and get scattered. This frame shows emergent regrouping where the swarm reforms after being dispersed. Okay, so let's go on to the next part, which is running the experiment runner, which runs the set of experiments we have designed for our code base. So let's run this. So what this does is basically it runs the set of experiments which we have in our project. So we have total 12 combination of experiments. So you can see on the top that it also displays what is the configuration it's currently running, like 30 Boid, separation, alignment, cohesion value, and whether predator is present or not. So in the first run you could see that predator wasn't present, and in the second run you can see it's present. So it takes a while to complete all the experiment. Let's wait for it. So each experiment has a time frame of 20 seconds. So each experiment runs for 20 seconds. So that does take some time. So we need to wait for some time. As you can see, meanwhile, that it shows you the configuration, like the separation value, the alignment value, the cohesion value, and whether the predator is present or not. So you can see that the first time it is separation, alignment, and cohesion have balanced value of 1.0. And for this run, it has a value of 2.0 for separation, 0.5 for alignment, and 0.5 for cohesion. And similarly, it keeps on changing for other experiments. So as these experiments are being run, we can see that these files gets created in results directory. So we have two combination of weights, which is 30 Boids and 60 Boids. So right now it will run 6 test cases for 30 Boids, and then it will run the next 6 experiment for 60 Boids. You can see the behavior rule weights, which is cohesion, alignment, separation, and predator is enabled or not. And it logs its outputs to labeled CSVs, where you can actually see the names. If I expand it a little bit, you can actually see the whole naming here, which helps in understanding which file represents what. And yeah, so it has been logging metrics. We'll take a look at, yeah, meanwhile it's running, we can take a look at one of the file maybe. So yeah, you can see that what all columns we have here. You have number of step, you have average distance to center, and then you have number of collisions, and it is like with predator. So you can see these values. So what is causing this? You can also take a look at the loop. This is the main loop which is being run for all the test cases. We are almost there. I think just few seconds more, and then we can move ahead. Yeah, so the next part is compare experiments. We'll be running that because we want to visualize the results we got, and it generates the summary plot. So once this is completed, I'll run that. I think 2 more experiments are left. Then we can move ahead and run the compare experiments.py. Yeah, so the next one is this. We can take a look at this file meanwhile. Basically shows the plot. Okay, I think it's almost done. Yeah, just 1 or 2 seconds more maybe. Okay. Yeah, so now moving ahead, let's run compare experiments.py. So it will plot, it plots results for you. So you can take a look at the plots. This is what shows average distance to center. So here you can see the different configurations we have. You can click on particular legend if you want to concentrate on that particular legend. You can, this is an interactive chart. You can look at the labels, a step, and the average distance to center, how it changes for different combinations, for different values for separation, alignment, and cohesion. So this is very useful chart. And the second one is the collision count. It shows you how it differs as per the different metrics. If we want, we can take a look at particular metric and see how it works. This one is for showing the impact on average distance to center when there is predator presence or not. So you can see this when predator is present and when predator is not present. This one is for collisions. Similarly for collisions with a 30 Boids setup. This one utilizes the, yeah, this is the balanced configuration 1.0, 1.0, 1.0, and I think this one is a slightly different configuration 0.5, 2.0, 1.5. So yeah, these are the graphs we get from there. And so we can see that we have implemented obstacle avoidance, manually controlled leader, predator avoidance, which influence radius, and other things like that. We can also just quickly take a look at plot results.py. So let me just show you quickly what it does. So it gives you the menu whereby you can select which log file you want to see the plot for. Let us check for one maybe and see what it gives. Yeah, so you can take a look. It tells you it was 30 Boids separation value, alignment value, cohesion value, and predator was present. So you can see the impact on average distance to center and impact on number of collisions. So similarly, you can see the plot for all of these files, whatever you want to see. This is about that. And I think, yeah. So to conclude, the simulation framework helped explore how local rules scale to group behaviors. By changing just the strength of cohesion or separation, you can shift the whole flock dynamic from tight clustering to scattered movement. With predator agents, we introduce external disruption to observe system resilience. In future work, I plan to add reinforcement learning agents, 3D simulation, and deploy logic in Unity or real robots. Thanks for watching.